Good evening and welcome to our live news update for Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025. I'm Nika Anderson with the details. In his first major address since being sworn in as Prime Minister, speaking at the swearing-in ceremony for the new cabinet ministers, Dr. Godwin Friday delivered a powerful call for unity, national renewal and collective responsibility, telling Vincentians that the resounding election victory represents far more than a change of government, but that it signals a deep desire for transformation across the nation. Addressing Governor General Dame Susan Duggan, members of the judiciary, the newly appointed cabinet, regional leaders, diplomats, and the Vincentian public at yesterday's ceremony, Prime Minister Friday began expressing heartfelt gratitude for the overwhelming support received at the polls. He praised his team for their decency, dedication, and burning desire to serve, and extended appreciation to regional partners and the diaspora for their well wishes as the new government assumes what he called an awesome responsibility. But the Prime Minister quickly broadened his message beyond celebration, focusing instead on the meaning behind the movement.
The magnitude of the victory signals that there's a widespread and intense desire for change in our country. A yearning that was answered, in part, by the vote last Thursday. But I believe this yearning for change is not merely a need to change a government and replace with another. It goes much deeper. It is a change for the country in the way we are governed and the way we accept how we are governed. It is a change in the way we relate to one another, how we work beside and with one another, how we live in our communities.
The Prime Minister reminded Vincentians that the election results reflect a national belief that better is possible, a belief rooted not only in the wish to improve material conditions, but also the desire to uplift the spirit, expand hope, and put God at the center of the nation's path. He pledged that his cabinet is committed to confronting these challenges. Among the immediate steps he highlighted were measures to ease financial pressure on households, including reduced duties and 3 special shopping days, the first scheduled for December 19th. The Prime Minister said his government wants to create a country where young people have opportunity, where new jobs are created and investment encouraged, and where health and education are treated as national priorities, not political slogans. As the country moves into the Christmas season and now a new chapter of governance, Dr. Friday called on citizens to embrace unity, respect the democratic process, and work together to fulfill the promise of this moment.
It is in the nature of our democracy that governments change. And it is there because change is necessary to refresh and to renew government, to bring new hope and new energy to our country. I wish to thank the former Prime Minister Gonzalez and all of those who served in the previous government for their service to country. We may have differed about approaches, but I never question the intentions of anyone who offers themselves to serve.
Meanwhile, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has officially entered a new era of governance following the swearing-in ceremony of the nation's new cabinet held last evening at Government House. 14 cabinet ministers, 2 senators, and the Attorney General took their oath of office, marking the formal start of the new administration's mandate. The ceremony, witnessed by Governor General Susan Dame Duggan, Prime Minister Dr. Godwin Friday, members of the judiciary, the diplomatic corps, and invited guests, signal a defining moment in the country's political transition. Each appointee pledged to uphold the Constitution, serve with integrity, and act in the best interest of the Vincentian people. Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Godwin Friday, who now also serves as Minister of Finance, Legal Affairs and Justice, Economic Planning and Private Sector Development, welcomed the new leadership team, expressing confidence in their collective ability to deliver effective governance and meaningful national development. Appointed alongside him as Deputy Prime Minister is Major the Honorable St. Clair Leacock, who will also serve as Minister of National Security and Immigration. The country's new Attorney General, Sarah Louise Mitchell, was also sworn in, assuming responsibility for providing legal guidance to the government. The newly appointed cabinet ministers also took their portfolios are the Honorable Daniel Cummins, Minister of Health and Wellness and Energy, the Honorable Terence Oliver, Minister of Higher Education, Grenadines Affairs, Local Government, Airports and Seaports, the Honorable Nigel Stevenson, Minister of Transport, Infrastructure and Physical Planning, the Honorable Fitz Bramble, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Trade, Foreign Investment and Diaspora Affairs, the Honorable Israel Bruce, Minister of Agriculture, Forestry and Rural Transformation, the Honorable Andrew John, Minister of Housing, Urban Development, Land Management and Informal Settlements Upgrading, the Honorable Philip Jackson, Minister of Education, Vocational Training, Innovation and Digital Transformation, the Honorable Laverne Gibson Velox, Minister of Family, Gender Affairs, Persons with Disabilities, Occupational Safety and Labor, the Honorable Chevron John, Minister of Social Welfare and Community Empowerment, Disaster Management and National Heritage, the Honorable Kasaka Cupid, Minister of Youth, Sports, Culture and Creative Industries, the Honorable Conroy Huggin, Minister of Fisheries, Marine Conservation and Climate Resilience, the Honorable Dr. Kishore Shallow, Minister of Tourism and Maritime Affairs. Additionally, 2 senators were sworn in with ministerial responsibilities. Senator the Honorable Chieftain Neptune, Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister, and Senator the Honorable Laverne King, Minister of State in the Ministry of Education, Vocational Training, Innovation and Digital Transformation. The Prime Minister emphasized that the administration begins its tenure with a strong mandate from the electorate and a clear commitment to national renewal, unity and progress. As St. Vincent and the Grenadines enters this new chapter of leadership, the government has pledged to work collaboratively to advance the nation's development and respond to the priorities of its people. Still on the local scene, Pastor Brent St. John delivered a powerful and sobering charge to the newly sworn-in cabinet ministers during Tuesday afternoon's swearing-in ceremony, calling on the nation leaders to govern with integrity, compassion, and humility as they begin their tenure. Addressing the gathering, Pastor St. John reminded the ministers that leadership is a trust, not an entitlement, and urged them to ensure that every decision taken uplifts the vulnerable and protects the marginalized. He emphasized justice as a foundation of good governance, calling on ministers to confront systems that perpetuate inequality and to distribute national resources fairly. He said, "Let justice be your compass." He urged, adding that true leadership must be placed with dignity and equality at the center of policy.
As you assume this role, I present this spiritual charge drawn from the prophet Micah 6 verse 8 to guide your service as leaders of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Now there are 3 things that the prophet says that I want to share with us before I have my seat. Number 1, the prophet said to do justly. Justice is more than fairness. It is the commitment to treat every Vincentian, rich or poor, from tongue or country, young or old, Labour or NDP, with equality and dignity. I charge you this afternoon to ensure that the decisions that you make uplift the vulnerable, protect the marginalized, and confront any system that creates or perpetuates inequality. Let justice be your compass, your guide for all your policies, your priorities, your distribution of national resources. Number 2, the prophet says to love mercy. I am sure that when people hurt us, the easiest thing to do is to seek revenge. Am I talking truth? Mercy calls leaders to be an honest heart and a compassionate spirit. Let integrity be your constant companion, unbending, unbought, and unbroken. May you speak truth even when it is inconvenient. Choose transparency even when secrecy is easier.
Pastor Brent also appealed for mercy over revenge, warning against the growing expectation among some citizens that political change should be used to settle old scores. He encouraged the leaders to speak truth even when inconvenient, prioritize transparency, and extend compassion even when criticism is easier. The pastor urged the new cabinet to listen to the people they serve and to resist the seduction of power. He prayed that God would surround them with wise counsel, clear vision, and steadfast commitment to righteousness. Pastor Brent also challenged ordinary Vincentians to play their part in building a better nation, calling for discipline, productivity, respect, and responsibility across all sectors, from teachers and nurses to parents, youth, and motorists. We are about to build a new St. Vincent and the Grenadines, he declared. In a passionate closing, he shared his dream for the country, one where politicians place country above self, political affiliation does not lead to victimization, women are protected, leaders act transparently, and Parliament becomes a place for serious national progress. Pastor Brent remarks set a moral and ethical tone for the new administration, calling on both leaders and citizens to work together in shaping a more just, compassionate, and united St. Vincent and the Grenadines. According to the World Health Organization (WHO), an estimated 40.8 million people were living with HIV globally in 2024. The WHO also estimated 1.3 million people acquired HIV in 2024. In commemoration of World AIDS Day on December 1st, the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Energy is partnering with the Lions Club St. Vincent South to bring an expanded edition of their much-loved Nights Clinic. HIV infectious disease focal point Aria Scott gives more information about the night clinic and explains the theme for this year's World AIDS Day.
This event will be taking place tomorrow, the 4th of December, which is Thursday. It will be taking place at the Comsport facility in Arnisvale. That is opposite the gas station in Arnisvale there, right before La View, so you won't miss it. It's right on the highway. We'll be there from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. We're urging everyone to come out and access these services that we have to offer to you guys. It's after work, it's after school, so everyone can come and join. It will be a family initiative. So we're having this event under the theme, which is the theme for World AIDS Day 2025, one of the themes, and it's overcoming disruption and transforming the AIDS response. Globally, internationally rather, we have seen a lot of disruptions when it comes to the AIDS response in terms of funding, in terms of integration of different organizations, and because of that, we have to transform the way in which we respond to HIV and AIDS. And this is why this theme is so important and why we're trying to push our night clinic events even further this year to just have a bigger push awareness and to engage our vulnerable populations and our general population as well.
Director of Health Security Unit, Donna Bascom, said the night clinic will offer a range of medical examination, all free of charge. She encourages the public to support the event and to make it a family outing.
Come and have your checkups. We have put it at a time that we thought would be convenient to you, which is after work, if you're on your way home. Bring the children. We're trying to have some games and so on to keep the kids engaged while mommy and daddy have their examination. We'd have general examination, breast examinations, dental examinations. You can have your HIV and syphilis rapid tests and results in 15 minutes. And for the first time, we're also coupling that with a blood drive. So persons who are wishing to give blood and you're too busy during the day, you can come now in a relaxed atmosphere. We're outside and donate blood. All of this is free to you. It's totally free to you. Just spend a few hours, an hour or two with us, learn a few things, learn about the medication, learn about the diseases, ask your questions. We also have a legal team that would be there, so you can have your questions too, your human rights questions, your questions as it regards your discriminatory things in the workplace and all of that. You could have all of that addressed, and Medical Association would be there. Lions Club, of course, would be there also with their question. If you're interested in joining the club, you want to become a Lion, that would be your opportunity.
Still on the local scene, we hear that research and development is invaluable to the growth and development of the agricultural sector, and the Caribbean Agricultural Research and Development Institute is creating an opportunity for youth to learn more about this work. This as the organization prepares to celebrate Cardi Day at the field station at the Orange Hill on Friday. This year's theme is Bridging the Gap Between Youth and Agricultural Research. Cardi local rep Donald Jackson said highlighted some of the research work the organization has been engaged in.
And over the day, the objectives of the day's event will primarily to look at the sensitization of the youths, both primary and secondary school, about the importance of agricultural research and agricultural development, and to showcase the agricultural research activities currently ongoing on the resource stations such as the Wall Vet Center, Hot Pepper Trial, Ayika Living Soils Lab Trial, and the intercropping of Cardi Dashin Somalia IND 512 and the local common width in the Musa species of banana figs. To indicate different occupation or career choices in agricultural research, to show you different varieties of drought and black sigatoka resistant Musa species in the germplasm, and sweet potato and cassava as well. And also to highlight the soil and water conservation practices such as contour, drains, drip irrigation, water harvesting and storage, and to demonstrate preparation, turning and use of the compost on the farm or field station. And also we'll be looking at the digital weather station that we have, that will have some information being provided as to the importance of that technology.
Jackson noted that given the importance of research and development, it is hoped that the activity will help to spark an interest in this field among the youth.
The team that we would have selected for the activity this year is entitled Bridging the Gap Between the Youth and Agricultural Research, because we want to have the youths to have an all appreciation for the importance of agriculture to our development here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and not only for development but for food security, employment creation. And we are extending an invitation to the farmers in the immediate surrounding and other interested persons so that they can join us on Friday 5th of December at the Cardi Field Station located at Orange Hill for this very important activity that we are having there. So all who are interested are welcome. So let me use this opportunity on behalf of the Cardi executive to invite everyone to be a part, to join us in this important activity with our young children, with our youths, particularly primary and secondary schools who are engaged in agricultural activities.
Still, in the fields of agriculture, we hear that Helen's Daughters local program coordinator Shaquana Barber says the organization continues to equip female farmers with the necessary knowledge to be modern farmers. In an interview with the API, Barber said for 2025, the organization facilitated training exercises designed to help female farmers to adapt to the more modern challenges they face.
So we know that climate change is affecting all of us in St. Vincent and Grenadines. And with that, we have to adapt to the changes. We cannot go back to the traditional ways of farming. We had to be more modernized. So part of it was just to give them the theoretical session, which is online, where we tackle various topics. Financial literacy, we focus on climate change, focus on agritourism, we focus on a wide range of things. I can't even list everything out. And a part of that we did, because at the end of the day, you could only learn so much theoretically. So we therefore had practical sessions that tackle various topics. So we visit the Cardi field station, we look at the ways they were farming, the more modernized ways, how we could adapt certain things. Just the knowledge aspect of everything was very well received from our members. So that was excellent for me. So as time change, we as farmers evolve as well.
Awesome. Of course, we know that this organization targets women, and you mentioned some very important seeing new technologies. Are there any bits of technology to say,
Barbara said the organization is also looking to encourage more female farmers from a young age.
because at the end of the day, you have to teach them young. And it's an organization that helps women, and obviously teaching that at an early stage, at high school more preferably, and college areas to get them more involved. Because these Life Academy session is not just agriculture that's been taught through this Life Academy session. We also look at makeup, because come on, you're working hard, you had to look good. We also talk about nutrition. Eat well, live well. We did discuss that. So we just don't really focus on agriculture. Even though that's our main thing, we try to divert to different areas as well. We did breast awareness of our Life Academy. So this kind of segment is really ideal to get the youths, in particular the women, the young ladies involved, especially in terms of agriculture and other academy training session that is available. And with the training sessions that are available, it's online. So you can see the poster through Helen's Daughters on Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram, and just register. Awesome. That is top notch. We have Life Academy, we have Ag Academy. Those are our two main training sessions that you can register. It's open for the public, but only for women though. But it's open for the public.
That was the local news. The regional and international segments are up next. Please stay with us.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we are open for business.
Why don't we just run away, run away, run away to St. Vincent and the Grenadines via AIA for a holiday. Pack your things, let's go. Come with me right away, right away to our Preston getaway. So you and I could just kick it, kick it, kick it, kick it, kick it, kick it. We could rock back and kick it, kick it, kick it. In St. Vincent we can unwind from morning to night, soak and bask in the fun and delight. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Why don't we just run away?
And on the regional scene, we hear that Tracy Tegar Panton has been sworn in as the first ever woman to lead Belize's main opposition United Democratic Party, UDP, as the party seeks to end the internal division that have plagued it in recent months. According to CMC reports, her elevation to the position follows months of legal wrangling with former party leader Moses Sheikh Barrow, resulting in Tegar Panton launching her Alliance for Democracy within the UDP, and a court battle in which Barrow was successful. As he stepped down from the leadership position, Barrow said he was engaging in the peaceful transfer of power. The CMC also reports that Tegar Panton, who became the first woman to ever lead a major political party in Belize, had won her seat in the March general elections this year, while Barrow was unsuccessful. She later became the country's first female leader of the opposition. In her new role as political leader, she is promising a fresh start and a bold vision for Belize's future. Still, on the regional scene, we hear that Haiti has moved towards holding presidential elections since 2016 after the country's transitional government adopted the long-awaited electoral law that political commentators say will set in motion the process for restoring democratic rule in the country. Fernell Joseph, one of the two observers on the Transitional Presidential Council TPC, in the post on X on Monday said the adoption of the law by the panel and Council of Ministers marks a decisive turning point in the transition. The 9-member TCP, established in April 2024 to govern Haiti until new elections are held, has been its main responsibility, appointing a prime minister, forming a government, and guiding the country towards election, which are currently scheduled for February 2026. The council was created in response to a political vacuum and a surge in gang violence, and is tasked with improving security and restoring order. The last presidential election was held in Haiti in 2016 when Jovenel Moïse won, defeating 26 other candidates, but he was assassinated in July 2021 when gunmen stormed his private residence overlooking the capital. His wife was also injured in the attack. And on the international scene, we hear that Nigeria's Minister of Defense, Mohammed Baraka Abubakar, has resigned from his position with immediate effect for health reasons, the president's office had stated. According to BBC reports, the 63-year-old departure coincides with a period of heightened security challenges across Nigeria, with the government under pressure to deal with state of mass kidnappings. Last week, the Office of the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights reported that at least 402 people, mostly school children, had been kidnapped since mid-November. The BBC report also indicated that a retired General, Christopher Musa, has been nominated by President Bola Tinubu as Abubakar's replacement. General Mustafa said 58 served as Nigeria's Chief of Defense Staff from June 2023 until October 2025 and is widely regarded as one of the country's most experienced military strategists. He is known in particular for commanding major counter-insurgency operations against jihadist groups in northeast of the country. Some 250 school children and 12 teachers from a Catholic school in central Nigeria state are still believed to be missing following the biggest mass kidnapping attack in recent weeks. And that's all we have for today's live news update. Thanks for viewing. Don't forget to take a look at the API's Facebook and social media pages for more news and accurate updates. Also, tune into the API's news update, which is aired live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5. Until next time, I'm Nika Anderson Isaacs. Good evening.